Where do you see us right now when it comes to how we're being portrayed and who is actually telling our stories? What is the temperature right now? I mean,
I think the temperature on who's telling our stories is, I would say, medium to cool. It should be hotter. I think there's it appears like we're telling our story, and like you mentioned earlier, there's more of an appearance and less of an actual execution of us telling our own story.
So you think right now it looks like a lot of wallpaper because you're putting actors out in front,
like
but behind the scenes, the foundation is somebody other than us.
Yes, and I think that we should, we're going to talk about that and unpack that today in terms of what, how that should work and how that should look. Myself as a director as well as a writer and a professor, I have this academic arm, but also this, production arm. And so there's a way that I can say firmly that, I think I think about Julie Dash when I met her, and she was talking about how she's never had the luxury to just be a filmmaker until more recently, right? She's always had to do a little teaching and then make a project and then do teaching. So we've always had to, in some way, supplement or, we're not, if you look at the statistical data on it, I think out of 1,300 films that were made last year, like 80 of those are made by Black people. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got to do something about that. All right, Malone, you call yourself the Olivia Pope of entertainment. For those of who don't know what Olivia Pope is, she's the character on Scandal, always wearing white, wine, popcorn, or whatever. How do you fix it?
I mean, there's a lot of different angles here, and for clarity, I did not give myself that name. I think that would be very robust of me. It was given to me by the Sentinel when they did a piece on me. But to answer your question, as we know, Hollywood is run by white Jewish men, primarily.
Okay.
So I think what's happening now is that there's a Band-Aid kind of being put on it, and to me it's no different than affirmative action. There's hashtags like Oscar so white, and so now people are raising question and concern, so now we're gonna make a Disney movie with a Black princess because it looks good, but in actuality, they're still just doing what's smart because they know that we have the highest buying power. So we're gonna make a Black princess because we know that we're gonna go support it, we're gonna go see it, and ultimately those dollars are still gonna be funded back into the white men that are, controlling our narratives right now.
Donny, I've always said that, man, like social media is one of our biggest advocates because we can make a lot of noise that a lot of people are hearing, and it's gonna affect people's bottom lines.
Right.
Definitely will. So why does it matter so much to you, Amina? Why is this such, because you're very talented, you could be out there you're making a lot of money now, but I'm saying, but you could be out there in the world, corporate world, and kind of crossing over where there's even more money. Well, why does this particular matter, or this subject matter to you so much?
Well, we know, I mean, the research shows that, there's a direct connection between media and the way that people are treated, people of color are treated. So that when I teach a class actually tonight that I had to cancel, but to come here in that class, it's called Race and Ethnicities in U.S. Film. And what we do in that class is we look at how people see different races, particularly Black people in American film and on television. And what we know, and we can see this, is a direct connection between the representation on screen and how people are treated, how people of color, Black people are treated. And I can say this, I don't think it's we think about where else do we see a lot of tape of Black people, and a lot of times we see that tape it wasn't meant to be, but through police shootings, right?
Right.
And so I don't think that, how does someone get to the point where they're going to murder an innocent Black person, and the only way we can prove it is by having a tape, and even having the tape, it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
So I think there's a direct connection. I know, we know this research base, but that when we think about the concept of Black Lives Mattering, we have to also think about Black stories mattering and the connection between those two. So when we start to make Black stories matter, we can definitely improve the way Black people are treated, I think, off screen.
Yeah,